Hendo doesn't use a lot of kicks, but he does hit like a Mack truck. I mean, his right hand, they call it the H-bomb for a reason. And if it connects, he just puts people to sleep. He's got a lot of power. And not only that, but he's been improving his boxing to the point where he has been connecting lately in all of his fights. I mean, those last 3 knockouts, Babalu, Feijão, and Fader, I mean, those were impressive and against impressive competition. So, I mean, in this fight, Shogun has to worry about the takedown because he's obviously also fighting a Greco-Roman Olympian style wrestler. Dan Henderson can put him on his back whenever he wants to, but he also has to worry about that big right hand. So he has to use a lot of footwork, move in and out. He has to do what he did against Chuck Liddell, stick and move, look for those big looping punches, do combos. He's got to have the speed advantage, and if he gets taken down, either scramble to get back up or use his submission game. Dan Henderson has been submitted before 3 times, all 3 times by Blackhouse guys. He's been submitted by the Nogueira brothers and by Anderson Silva. So he can be submitted, and Shogun does have very high level jiu-jitsu. Now again, the last time Shogun did submit somebody was way back against Kevin Randleman, which doesn't have the best submission defense in the world. Dan Henderson has been a long time since he has been submitted, and he's never been knocked out. So it would be pretty cool if Shogun is the first guy to knock him out. Dan Henderson has an amazing chin, but I don't see that happening. My pick is for a Shogun decision, even though the fight is going to go 5 rounds, and these guys are known finishers, both of them. I think Shogun is going to be patient with it. He's going to use a lot of combos, use a lot of flurries. Dan Henderson will get frustrated, I think, in the stand-up. He will eventually take him down, try to use his wrestling. Shogun is going to use his jiu-jitsu for transitions and sweeps, and that's just the way it's going to go until, at the end, Shogun gets the decision based on more effective stand-up work.
And this is going to be 5 rounds.
Yeah, it's going to be 5 rounds.
Is this the first one, or was the Lieben?
Yeah, the Lieben Munoz was supposed to be the first one, but it was stopped after the second round.
So this is a 5. Oh, I don't see it going to distance then, for sure. You know, I disagree when you say that both are known finishers. Dan Henderson is not a finisher. He's being like one of the guys with the most decisions in the UFC.
He's got 13 knockouts and 13 decisions.
And the fights he's lost by decision as well. So, like, the guy goes to decision a lot. And Shogun has, like, one of the highest knockout rates. I think he's knocked out 70% of his wins or something like that. And he's finished a lot. He is a finisher. But Dan Henderson's... and that's the thing that I think is going to be one of the reasons why he's going to win this fight. Everyone's caught up on the hype of the big right hand of Dan Henderson. So even himself, he goes out, he's a wrestler, and he goes out to strike now because he has so much faith in his right hand and his striking. And I don't think his striking or his boxing, and he barely kicks, it's not even at the level of just caliber strikers such as Shogun Rua. Shogun has beat many strikers, many great strikers, including Chuck Liddell and Lyoto Machida, and he has figured out a way to use timing, technique, distance, and accuracy to just not only outpoint them with the strikes, but to finish them as well. And I think as soon as Hendo recognizes that he's getting, you know, dominated in the stand-up, which is going to happen in my opinion, you know, I think Henderson is going to want to take this fight to the ground.
Completely agree.
I think Hendo's going to definitely, for the first 2-3 rounds, look for the knockout, look for the right hand, but he's not going to get it because Shogun is too smart. He's not a crazy, unorthodox striker. He picks and chooses all his strikes,
angles,
everything. He's a very intelligent fighter.
But remember, they said the same thing about Fader and Feijão. They were both supposedly superior strikers and still got caught by that big right hand. It just takes one with Hendo.
I still think Shogun is much superior striker than both Fader and Feijão. I think Fader is a very unorthodox. He does a lot of mistakes. He leaves his head very wide open against the Arlovski fight, against most of his fights. I'm always wondering why does he bobs and weaves and positions very awkward positions where he leaves his head very exposed. I think Shogun is just a different animal. Having said that, Dan Henderson is one of the most dangerous fighters. You know, you never know what's going to happen. That right hand is there, and he has a wrestling background. He's not a typical single leg, double leg takedown guy. He usually takes you down from the clinch, hence it's a specialty of Greco-Roman. So he has to close the gap and get close to Shogun, which is not going to be really easy. And if he does it, as soon as they clinch, I am sure they are playing in Dan Henderson's world. I think if they clinch, Shogun is going to immediately want to separate or knee him, but it's going to be hard. We've been seeing through history that the efficiency of the thigh clinch and the thigh knees has been decreasing. There are people know way to counter that, and people know a way to to defend against the thigh clinch. Barely in the UFC you see any finishes from the thigh clinch from knees to the head anymore. But I think this is going to be a very interesting fight, and I'm saying it doesn't go to the decision because I think Shogun is going to TKO him third or fourth round, and if that doesn't happen, I am almost certain that Dan Henderson is going to wear him out and finish him in the late rounds. Shogun probably had the best gas tank in all of martial arts probably 5-6 years ago. Right now I am really doubting his cardio. I think he is gassed in both the Lyoto Machida fights and the Jon Jones fight, but in the Jon Jones fight he was also dominated. So it's you have to analyze certain things, but I don't think his his cardio is at the best right now, and I think Dan Henderson is a cardio machine, and if this goes to the later rounds, I think Henderson is going to have an advantage, but I think it will not, and I think Shogun is going to be able to finish him.
So you think Shogun is going to be the first guy to actually put Dan Henderson out with a TKO?
No, I think I think he's going to drop him. But I don't think he's gonna knock him out. I think he will drop him, and he will probably land unanswered shots, which is called that you are not able to intelligently defend yourself.
Yeah.
Dan Henderson's not gonna go unconscious. I don't think so. And either the unanswered shots are gonna lead to a TKO stoppage from the referee, or B are gonna set up a submission on the ground for Shogun. It's really hard to submit Dan Henderson, but the only way you could do it is if it's BC or dazed from you landing strikes, such as when Anderson Silva submitted him.
I completely agree.
So that's what I think is going to happen.
I don't really see a finish, like I said, but I think if Shogun does finish it, it'll be easier to submit him because, just Dan Henderson has an amazing chin. That is just made of granite. Well, those are all the fights. You can leave your comments on the bottom.
Enjoy the fights.